Okay, welcome back out to the garage. It's been a few days. I've been busy, been to Sydney a couple of days, few things on, plus I've been a bit crook. But last week I got into that. That's going to be my new table. I'm just going to sell it, it's not for me. I'll put 3 valves there, that's where I'm going to put my pads on to hold the glass up. And I'm going to use a diff center, which I've got outside, and that there for the stand. So, but I'll put that together to get rid of some of the shit I had on the benchtop, so I'm going to put that aside for now. I've sandblasted it once, but I'll probably need to be doing it again, and I'm going to, I don't know whether to clear coat it or to paint it. I might just clear coat it. It's going to come up alright. But I'm going to get started on the copper Stomper again. Yesterday I went and got, not yesterday, what's today, Wednesday, Monday. I went and got this. This is a piece of Biz 80. That's what I wanted to, I had to get that to make the cutting edges for this. Because I can quench harden that and then anneal it. And that'll make nice cutting edges. At the test you can see where they've tested it, just to make sure it is actually Biz 80. So I'm not going to need much, but that'll come in handy for other projects. 10mm, so I can machine it, and I can machine a slight taper on it, so it'll cut better. So what I'm going to do today is probably cut those up and drill them ready. I haven't got any bolts yet, but I've got to go into town and get some countersunk high tensile bolts or screws, and later on I think I might, that's the sides. I put that in there the other day but I never got to it, but there I'm going to just cut those holes out just to try and bleed a bit of weight out of it. I was going to go all the way down, but you can't, because you're going to have your cutting edge, your Stomper run up and down inside there. You don't want to create somewhere for, not that Dion's going to stick his fingers in it, but still you don't want to make it any more hazardous than it needs to be. So I might do that while it's in there today as well. There's me all cock hole saws. That should be pretty good. Yeah, and do this, cut this into pieces. I can still drill it, but I'll do it I might do it in the milling machine, where I can use a fair bit of coolant, because Biz is a bit of a pain. It's higher carbon. So talking to Russell at Brooks Brothers, he said you can quench harden that in oil. He said will work quite well. So it's only going to be cutting copper and maybe aluminium, so it doesn't need to be overly hard, but I want something that's going to wear pretty good. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do today. I might have to, so I need to have the cutting edge sort of about there, but at a slight angle, and it needs to be a bit longer, obviously, because when you crush whatever you're going to crush, you're going to have room for it inside the cutting edge. So anyway, I'll probably bring you back when I'm cutting that off to do, because this is going to be the guide as well. It'll run down the outside. So let me work out what I'm going to do first. I think I might go up there and drill those holes first. So I'll stick you in the stand in a minute and we'll go and see if I can break something up there. Okay, got that set up, ready to go. Let's see if we can break something, eh? I've got it centered. Did all that while you were resting. How fast do we want to go? Maybe 300 RPM would be enough. Let's see. Maybe a little slower. 180. Let's try that, eh? That would you? Well, what I've managed to do is to trash 2 hole saws. I know they're mainly meant for pipe and shit, but I was clearing them often enough, but anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill these out and then bore them, use the boring head. So stay tuned, I'll bring you back shortly. Righto, started boring it. It was giving me grief, but I think it's settled down. I won't show you too much because there's not much to see, but I'll do a little bit and I'll bring you back when I'm finished them all. Just going 1 turn at a time. Taken 3 or 4 cuts so far and it's getting better. Might try a little bit more, see how we go. So it'll take 1.5 turns. 1.5. See how we go. See how badly it chatters. Let me take 2. Righto, that seems to be working okay as well, so I'll keep going with it. The only thing that worries me, let me put you out of here, is when I get into right on the outside, if there's any remnants of that high-speed steel teeth in there, it's going to chew the shit out of it, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, eh? This one's going to be the same. I can see there's a bit of debris in there. Might have to try and clean that out. Anyway, I'll bring you back when I'm done. Righto, got them all done. Bored out. Went through a couple of tips on the way because of where the inside was damaged. It had little bits of high-speed steel stuck in it that I couldn't get out until I machined it out. So they're all done. This is ready to deburr. This is not easy for me to do because I'm holding the camera with my left hand. But there we are. I'll get those all deburred, get them on the table, and we'll start looking at this Biz 80, eh? Right, I'm machining these outsides. These are going to be cut down a heap, but what I want to do is just get these parallel. I'm going to put them in the vise flat and just take the skim off one side of both of them, because they'll be the sides that'll be the cutting, or they're going to be bolted up against the body of the cutter. And as you see, that's not quite parallel. The other side actually machined quite evenly. This one's out a little bit, so they've got to be cut. But for the purpose of what I'm doing, I'm just going to machine them for the moment. And yeah, then I'll try and face. I'm going to use my boring head and just spring it right out and use like a fly cutter, because I don't have a cutter wide enough to cut those. So we'll see how we go. Let's just take a little bit more. I need a huge amount. That'll do. As you can hear, it's not been liking it, particularly once I lock the head. Shows you how much movement's in it. I'm just going to take another small cut back across, and that should do it, I think. That was only sort of 0.2. So I'll take another 0.15, see how it behaves, eh? As you can see, can't use the coolant because it flings everywhere. Okay, that's come up really nice actually. After the first cut, just getting through that hard skin. Didn't like it much, but that's come up really nice. Now, I know people are going to say, why in God's earth are you using God's earth? That's a funny thing to say for an atheist, isn't it? Using those clamps for parallel bars. Well, for one thing, that's all I have. And secondly, I've actually mic'd those and they're 0.015 out. For what I'm doing, that doesn't need to be any more precise than that. So I'm thinking what I might do is I might do both sides. More for aesthetics as well. One side's got to be flat because it's got to sit up against a machine surface and clamp on. But for aesthetics, that doesn't look real nice like that, does it? So let me deburr this and I'll come back and do that. How nice and tight. Alright, let's see how we go. Righto, there we go. Machined all round. That's come up nice. So I'll go and deburr that. Then I'll do this one, and that'll probably do me for the day. I want to get some stuff off this camera and get another video up because I go away on Saturday for a couple of weeks. So any videos I put up are certainly not going to be about me out here in the workshop. So anyway, I'll bring you back when I've done this other one. Righto, I'm done. Hang on, let me turn this squeaking thing off. They're done. Now they've got to be cut. The top one's got to be cut at an angle so that it cuts. Well, let me show. Let me get that in the right spot. So it cuts like that, like shears. So I'll just cut it across here at an angle. The bottom one I've just got to cut in half. So leave a little bit hanging down. And I've got to take off that chamfer where I've chamfered it. The brainless didn't think you're going to need cutting edges, so although it should still cut copper, because that's how it'll be running on that. That'll cut copper. So I'll be cutting that at an angle and shortening it because it's got a, it'll probably hang below there like that. See, that's the guide as well. That's going to guide it on the outside of that. Same for the back one. Oh, that's not the back one. I've got to cut a back one. I'm just going to use some of that flat bar that I screwed up before, just as a guide. So that's making some progress. I might do a little more tomorrow and do an update. Friday I'll be busy packing stuff, loading the car up, getting ready to piss off on Saturday morning. But I'll get this video up today and I'll do a bit more tomorrow. I want to try and drill these, cut these to the right size, drill them, and mark and drill these, and then I'll weld these together. See if I'll get that done tomorrow. That'll be the most of it done. I've still got to do the mounting plates. I've got to drill the holes in those for the cylinder. So yeah, busy time. But it is what it is. So thanks for hanging around. Sorry I've been a little bit long-winded getting these videos out, but they've just not been well, both mentally and physically. And two family problems, and plus I had mum here and my brother. But we'll make some progress. Thanks for hanging around. Until next time, stay safe. Peace.